All right, so let's do Kapitel 4.5 now. We're doing the agreement of pronoun and antecedent. We've talked about this a little bit already, but we'll just go over it one more time to really solidify it. And then we need to do these exercises from the end of the last unit first. So, wann besuchst du mich? We're looking for that pronoun in the accusative, which is mich. And so it translates to, when are you visiting me? Mich being the accusative pronoun for ich, then mich in the accusative. Yeah. Ich besuche dich, wenn ich Zeit habe. I'll visit you when I have time. Dich, I visit you in the accusative. Ich sehe euch um 8 Uhr. I'll see y'all at 8 o'clock. Euch is, of course, coming from ihr. So you could also translate it as I see you, because you could be plural or singular in English. I'll see you all at 8 o'clock. Ich sehe euch um 8 Uhr. Bringst du uns mit? Meaning, are you taking us with you? Are you taking us along? So uns is like the English us. Direct object, accusative. Uns. Ich liebe dich, meaning I love you. Dich is our then informal accusative pronoun. Kennst du ihn? So this is, do you know him? But it could be, do you know it, depending on the context. Like we had, kennst du den Film? Kennst du ihn? And der Film is masculine, so it would be it in that case. But without the context, we're just going to say him for now. But with kennst du sie, there is some ambiguity here because it could be, do you know her? Or it could be, do you know them? It could be plural. So that would just have to be in the context. And then also, if we were referring to an inanimate object that is feminine, could be that as well. So it could be, do you know it? Das ist mein Lieblingsbuch, ich liebe es. So these three examples demonstrate that. This is my favorite book, I love it. And so it's es because it's neuter, but it's not es because it's an inanimate object. It's es because Buch is neuter. Das ist meine Lieblingsband, ich liebe sie. So now we've got, this is my favorite band, I love it. And we translate it as it because the band is just an object, it's not a person. So we have Ich liebe sie, feminine band, but then it's actually it. Das ist mein Lieblingsroman, ich liebe ihn. And then ihn refers back to der Roman, which is masculine. So this is my favorite novel, I love it, even though it looks like I love him. So let's translate this dialogue that has dative pronouns. Wie geht es Ihnen, Frau Özdemir? So how is it going for you, Frau Özdemir? So a more natural translation, of course, would be, how are you doing? But because we're really looking at these pronouns right now, I've translated it as, how is it going for you? Just to show what the dative is doing there. But of course, it would sound nice to say, how are you doing? Ach, mir geht es sehr gut. Und Ihnen? It's going very well for me. Mir geht es sehr gut. Und Ihnen, and for you. Mir geht es nicht so gut. For me goes it not so well. It's not going so well for me, or I'm not doing so well. Sie sehen blass aus. Warum geht es Ihnen nicht gut? You look pale. Why is it not going well for you? Ihnen, for you, or why are you not doing well? Ich war krank. Aber jetzt geht es mir besser. Und wie geht es Ihrer Tochter Jasmin? So, ich war krank. I was sick. There's our simple past right there. Ich war. And then it's going better for me now. Mir, for me. And then she says, und wie geht es Ihrer Tochter Jasmin? So how is it going for your daughter Jasmin? So we don't actually have any pronouns here. What we have is a regular noun, Tochter, and then we have a possessive, ihre. So a possessive plus a full noun, so it's a full noun situation. And then in the next sentence, Frau Özdemir is then asking, or she's replying by replacing ihre Tochter, the full noun, with just the pronoun. So she says, ihr geht es sehr gut, it's going well for her, referring back to the daughter. And then she says, und wie geht es Ihrem Mann? So how is it going for your husband? And then you see that Ihrem Mann is actually just in the dative. It's a normal dative noun situation. It has a possessive, but there's no pronoun involved. It's just possessive and then full noun. And then in the next sentence, Frau Kepler replies with ihm geht es auch sehr gut. So she replies the whole noun, ihrem Mann. She replaces that with ihm. It's going well for him. He's doing well too. Yeah. And then we had this exercise where we really look at how we can play around with the pronouns and the nouns. So, ich habe eine Katze would be I have a cat. Ich gebe sie meinem Bruder. I give her to my brother. We have eine Katze is feminine, so of course we're going to translate. And then there is a word for a male cat, which is der Kater. So when someone says eine Katze, it's you could assume it's feminine, but sometimes people use Katze for both. But in this case, I said I give her to my brother. Ich gebe sie ihm. I give her to him. And then ich habe ein Auto. So I have a car. Ich gebe es meiner Schwester. Now we've replaced the whole car with the pronoun it, es. I give it to my sister. Ich gebe es ihr. I give it to her. So we had a feminine, and then we had a neuter, and now we're going to have a masculine. Ich habe einen Fernseher, masculine accusative, einen Fernseher. Ich gebe ihn meinem Vater. I give it to my father, but it kind of looks like I give him to my father, but it's just the TV set. It's an object, and it is not a living being. It has no, it has grammatical gender, but it doesn't have real gender. So it is just it in the translation. Ich gebe ihn ihm. I give it to him. Okay, now let's look at a few more examples of these. Will come from these sentences we had in one of those exercises. Das ist mein Lieblingsbuch. Ich liebe es. So this es here is only, it corresponds to the neuter of das Buch, right? But then, das ist meine Lieblingsband. Ich liebe sie. It's the feminine sie in the pronoun because band is feminine, die Band. But then we still say it. In the translation, das ist mein Lieblingsroman. Ich liebe ihn. So der Roman is masculine, novel masculine. So we translate it as it, even though it looks like I love him. Okay, let's try to replace some nouns with pronouns. So das Buch. Wo ist das Buch? And then our neuter is, these are all the nominative. So our neuter nominative is then es. So where is the book? It is there. Wo ist das Buch? Es ist da. Wo ist der Professor? So now we're going to replace masculine, der Professor. Er ist im Seminarraum. Where is the professor? He is in the seminar room, classroom. Wo ist Anna? So this is just a woman's name. You can say, sie ist nicht hier. Where is Anna? She is not here. That's just like English. When it's people, it's easy. It's just the same way as English. But then we have an object here. Hier ist das Fenster, but it's a neuter object. The window is neuter, so we're going to replace with es. Hier ist das Fenster. Ist es offen? Here's the window. Is it open? Hier ist der Tisch schwarz? Is the table black? So you can see it's masculine, der Tisch. So I'm going to say, nein, ist grau. Ist grau. So it looks like it's saying he is gray, but it's really it is gray. Welche Farbe hat die Tafel? So the Tafel is the board, like the chalkboard or the whiteboard. So it's feminine. We're going to say, what color, welche Farbe, what color is the board, or what color has the board? And then you will say, sie ist weiß. She is white, but it's really it is white. Wo ist die Frau? Where is the woman? Sie ist im Auto. Fairly straightforward. Wo ist der Schuh? Where is the shoe? But the shoe is masculine, so you say ist hier. Looks like he is here, but it's really, in the good translation, would be it is here. Okay, so yeah, we have all of these pronouns, but let's look at a few more examples. Mein Arbeitstag heute ist sehr lang. Beginnt 7 und geht bis 23 Uhr. So my workday is very long today. It begins at 7 and will run until 11. So even it says replacing mein Arbeitstag. It's masculine, but then you translate as it. Mein Mitarbeiter kommt heute nicht zur Arbeit. Bittet mich, seine Schicht für ihn zu arbeiten. So mein Mitarbeiter, my coworker, we replace that with and it's he because it's a person. So that's the straightforward way we do it in English. And then die Kirche ist fast 600 Jahre alt. Am Anfang war sie katholisch, aber heute ist sie evangelisch. The church is nearly 600 years old. In the beginning, it was Catholic. So it looks sort of, you might be tempted to say at first she was Catholic because sie, but we wouldn't do that in English. We would say it. Yeah. Das Mädchen trägt ein rotes Käppchen. Es heißt Rotkäppchen. The little girl wears a red riding hood, or wears a riding hood. So the thing is, das Mädchen is neuter because the chen suffix makes diminutives, it makes things small and cute, and so the word for girl is actually neuter. So what happens is that when you replace das Mädchen in following sentences with a pronoun, you're going to use that neuter pronoun to match, just grammatically. But then it sounds like you're calling the little girl it for the entire story. And this happens in fairy tales all the time. So it looks like, because das Kind is also neuter, das Kind, das Mädchen. So these are very common protagonists in fairy tales. So they'll just replace s for das Kind, the child, and das Mädchen, the girl, the whole time. So yeah, but you just translate it the way that sounds correct in English. Even though it's a girl, you say she. And if it's das Kind, the child, then you may or may not know the gender. But if you know the gender, you just do that. Yeah. Okay. Of course, you could do they if you don't know the gender, right? That's how we do the pronoun in English if we don't know the gender. Yeah. Okay. So es gibt, there is or there are. We had this briefly in one of the previous units, but this is where the book introduces it, so we can go over it again briefly. The tricky thing is that in English we have there is and there are, and whatever comes after will determine whether it's there is or there are. But in German, since it's a direct object, it doesn't matter whether it's there is. The subject is es, and es is translated, or as the conjugation is es gibt, right? So es gibt, and then whatever else you're going to have, it doesn't. You don't have to change like the way that gibt is conjugated. So es gibt einen guten Studenten im Programm. There is one good student in the program. So it's just es, that's the subject, and then gibt is the verb, and then one good student, that's the direct object. And it's singular, so it's fine. But then we can look at the same sentence, but with a plural object, and you see es gibt gute Studenten und Studentinnen im Programm. So in English, you would need to say there are, and then the plural, whatever comes after. But in German, we've already done the subject, it's es. So the verb is conjugated for the subject, not for the direct object, right? So you just need to, if you have a plural thing coming after es gibt, then the English would be there are instead of there is. And then we have a little dialogue that shows this. Gibt es eine Hochschule in deiner Stadt? Which is there a university in your city? Hochschule actually, like literally translated, means high school, but it's not really high school. It's it's kind of like higher education. So it's like universities and also like technical schools and any education above high school. So they translate it here as university. That's fine. Ja, in unserer Stadt gibt es mehrere gute Universitäten. Im Wintersemester 2010-2011 gab es insgesamt 415 Hochschulen in Deutschland. So in our city there are several good universities. And then there were, es gab, so that's the simple past form. Es gab, there were. Yeah. It's an irregular simple past form. We can get to all the irregulars of the simple past forms. So now we have the homework. The end of chapter exercises for Kapitel 4. Get to those as soon as you can. And then we will meet tomorrow on Friday. So the end of the first week, we will be meeting on Friday for an hour. But then Monday through Thursday, for the rest of the term, we will only be meeting on Zoom Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, you will have your practice exams. And you'll do those on your own and then send them to me for feedback. So I will see you on Friday this first week. But then the other Fridays, I will not see you on Zoom. And then, of course, we'll see each other on Monday on Zoom, and we will continue on with Kapitel 5. So, vielen Dank Auf Wiedersehen. Schönes Wochenende. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.